Okay, so good day, beautiful people. Today we will take a look at your tests for your renal blood flow. Your test for your renal blood flow. The substances used for tubular secretion in renal blood flow should be secreted by the tubular cells rather than filtered through the glomerulus. They should be secreted rather than filtered by the glomerulus. Please note that abnormal results again, so may be caused by impaired tubular secretory ability or inadequate presentation of the substance to the capillaries due to decreased renal blood flow. Okay, and so yes, let's para aminohippuric acid test, your PAH. Okay, somewhat it has the same principle with GFR. It has the same principle with GFR. Please note that the pure para-aminohippuric acid it is a non-toxic substance that is loosely bound to plasma proteins. Okay, actually, it is your what you call this it is the major disadvantage actually for para-aminohippuric acid test is because it is exogenous. Okay, because it is an exogenous substance. Okay, this your para-aminohippuric acid test is completely removed as the blood passes through the peritubular capillaries. Okay, because please note your the criteria. Okay, and so for uh the criteria for the substance to be utilized to assess the renal blood flow your is that it should not be filtered. Okay, it should not be filtered. And yes, rather it should be secreted. It should be secreted. So in your para-aminohippuric acid test, it is completely removed as the blood passes through the peritubular capillaries or it is secreted. Okay, and so please note that the volume of plasma flowing through the kidneys will determine the amount of para-aminohippuric acid test or para it will determine the amount of para-aminohippuric acid excreted in the urine. Okay, and so it will determine the volume of plasma flowing through the kidneys will determine the amount of para-aminohippuric acid excreted in the urine. And yes, please note that this effective renal plasma flow of 600 to 700 ml per minute or a renal blood flow of 1200 ml per minute is actually based on a normal hematocrit. This one, please note, it is based on a normal hematocrit. Okay, and so this is the formula utilized in your para-aminohippuric acid test. Again, the principle is the same with the GFR. It is the same with the GFR. Dito nga lang po is that you're not going to filter, you're going to secrete. Okay, and then you have your phenol sulfomphthalate test. Okay, it is used to evaluate tubular secretion and renal blood flow. Okay, the thing is, it includes interference by medications and elevated waste products in the patient's serum and the necessity to obtain several very accurately timed samples. Okay, historically, okay, somewhat it is not utilized acidity and urinary ammonia. This one is utilized to evaluate the ability of the kidneys to produce an acid urine. Okay, please note that the human body produces about 70 milliequivalent of non-volatile acids per day in the forms of sulfur-containing amino acids, phospholipids, as well as organic acids. And yes, please note these acids, they are not eliminated through the lungs or they are not eliminated through breathing. That is why the kidneys must excrete these acids. Okay, the kidneys must excrete these acids accordingly. Uh, by the way, you have what you call as alkaline tides. Okay, alkaline tides. This one happens after arising from bed and after eating or postprandially. Okay, alkaline tides happens after rising from bed, and postprandially probably at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Postprandially at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. The lowest pH is found at night. The lowest pH is found at night accordingly. Okay, the sample required for titrable acidity and urinary ammonia requires a fresh or toluene preserved urine that is collected at 2-hour intervals. And after the patient is primed with an acid load of oral ammonium chloride, and after that, you measure the amount of free hydrogen and the total acidity. You measure the amount of free hydrogen ions and you measure the total acidity accordingly. So, in case of renal tubular acidosis, there is an impaired secretion of hydrogen ions in the proximal convoluted tubule, or there is also an impaired uh, secretion of ammonium ions in the distal convoluted tubule. Okay, and so in renal tubular acidosis, there is a consistently alkaline urine. Okay, acidosis, yes, but then there is a consistently alkaline urine because, okay, there is an impaired secretion of hydrogen ions. Okay, that is for your titrable acidity and urinary ammonia. Indigo Carmine test, it evaluates unilateral kidney disease. And yes, it involves the intravenous administration of 100 milligram indigo carmine. Okay. For your renal blood flow and tubular secretion tests. We will end here. Okay, this has been Gael, reminding you to live fully, love deeply, laugh often, keep learning, and never forget to enjoy the ride. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you around.